Yo Joes, welcome to another G.I. Joe Classified review, and this one comes courtesy of Good Brothers, Bill Pagan, and Micah Lennon. Thank you guys so much for this. I never thought I would own one of these, let alone two of them, so I feel very blessed to be able to take a look at this piece of toy artistry. It is absolutely gorgeous. I use the term toy artistry a lot because to me toys aren't just toys, they're little pieces of artwork, and I prefer my art in plastic instead of on canvas or in clay. And this is an absolutely gorgeous set, and it is huge. It's a box with a cover on it which slips off like so. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be the protective slip, but even the protective slip is beautiful. But once you take that off, you get this absolutely stunning, beautiful, beautiful box with the glossy and the matte design on it, and there's the chrome lettering on the box there. I'm assuming it's in Japanese. Look at that wolf. That is beautiful. You could stick a little shelf on your wall and just put this box on your wall and hang it as a piece of artwork. Just gorgeous. Same design on the back. It's really, really striking. This feels so much more to me like a Hot Toys presentation, those really expensive 6 scale figures. So this was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and it's my kind of exclusive. If you couldn't afford it, then that's fine. You can go to your Walmart and pick one of these up. But just to give you a comparison, yes, I know the gun is missing. I'll show that off in a little bit. I have a feeling I know where it is. But there's the difference between the regular one that ends up on the shelves at the store and the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So a couple of differences between them, and I'll get into that. But first off, I just want to show off this absolutely beautiful packaging. Pictures, once again, really don't do it justice. This isn't just a thing that looks fantastic. If you run your fingers over it, it's almost like Braille. It's a really, really beautiful design. So a big hats off, or Snake Eyes visor off, mask off. No, not mask off. Keep those masks on. But tip of the hat to whoever designed this and implemented it the way it was designed, because having just spoken to the honcho, Mark Webber, sometimes the idea doesn't really come off in the execution. So as Colonel John Smith once said, I love it when a plan comes together. The outer box opens up. There's actually a little, just all these little details I'm noticing now. Little spot to grip onto it so that you can shimmy it off a little bit easier. And this is the type of thing you can't just tear open. This requires a little bit of savoring. It is really a special edition in every sense of the word. So the box, once you open it up, has this piece of artwork and then the figure with some accessories. Let's take a look at this beautiful dragon imagery. The wolf, I love the incorporation of the wolf, even though timber isn't included in this set. The Arashikage. I mean, this could just be some ancient generic Japanese artwork, but the fact that it has the wolf in it and the Arashikage in it makes it distinctly Snake Eyes. There's Snake Eyes' sword with the Arashikage symbol on it. Is it Snake Eyes'? Maybe that's Storm Shadow's sword, and that's Snake Eyes' sword right there. That's the familiar Snake Eyes handle. Beautiful, beautiful paper. It feels very, very old, and even though this is a print, when you look at it nice and close, it looks like very, very high quality print, like a pencil drawing. Get the little Hasbro copyright on the bottom corner there. Just another nice thing that you could frame. I don't know if you can pick up the texture of this on the back. It's kind of hard with the lighting, but yeah, you can see it there. It's a really kind of old looking parchment. Very beautiful paper. Just beautiful, beautiful work. And then the afterthought, the figure. No, just kidding. This is what it's all about, although the extras are really what do it for me in this set. So foam, once again, for the Hot Toys feel. Hot Toys 12-inch figures are very expensive, and they come secured in this type of foam. That's one thing collectors really can't stand, when things are damaged in shipping, being thrown around. The outer box, who knows, you might get dinged and dented a little bit, but this box with Snake Eyes in it is sure to be in pristine condition, because it is protected in this nice foam. And just to give you another comparison, these I believe are exactly the same size right here, but muted colors, dark. I kind of wish that the store version had come like that. It would have been cool if everyone had their colorful blues and reds and stuff, and Snake Eyes was just shrouded in black. But it's cool that we've got this special edition box right here, and it is the 00. It's the first one, first figure released in the classified line. Take a look at the back. I love that. They've taken the artwork and they've just made it black and white. So, oh, that's just fantastic. Really, really nice. And then got the Rashikage symbol on the top. A little bit of Snake Eyes artwork on the side. It's got kind of a silver gleam to it. Really high print quality here. After years of feeling like the companies were skimping on the packaging, treating it like it wasn't really a big deal, it is wonderful to see them go all out. The store versions are fantastic packaging, and this is just a more special version of that store packaging. So there's a Snake Eyes figure, and then you get some extras right here in the protective foam. Can't wait to take those out, take a look at them. And let's start with the figure itself. It is taped. I didn't think that it would be taped, but I guess just like all the other releases, it's taped. Same type of plastic clamshell, very similar to the store version, but the store version, in the back, it has just this generic looking art, whereas this one, again, custom. This thing's like Ric Flair, custom made from head to toe. Once again, the wolf dragon artwork all throughout. Some legalese. Such a nice looking box. And then there is the figure in the clamshell with a couple of extra pieces that the store version didn't have. So he does include the sword sheath and sword. I'm really looking forward to doing some comparisons between the store version and this exclusive version. There's the knife, extra hands, really cool. That's what the 6-inch line should be all about. Lots of options, extra details and extra options. Hello, what have we here? This is not the Nerf gun with a circle in it. This is an Uzi. Aha. There's a little unfinished business right there that Hasbro took care of themselves. They have included an Uzi with this version. The store version came with something not as realistic looking. Pull this back and pull out the pistula with the silencer, and last but not least, the silent man himself, Snake Eyes. And here he is out of the package. And build quality is better than the store release version. The ab crunch was pretty loose on the store version I had. Oh, this one's way better. You get that really nice, sharp, satisfying click. So, and he's got that waist twist as well, but that's way better, and I think he can stand a little bit better too. The main differences are coloration differences. So the big one is that the visor is colored silver on this one, and I'll bring the other version out and do a side-by-side comparison, but just for now, taking a quick look and seeing what I can spot. This body harness is a lighter gray, and it's got, to my eye, almost a metallic, very, very subtle. Maybe not, but it does have a sheen to it, grayness to it, gray belt, gray little pouches on the arms, which are removable, just like the other version was. He's got some gray, it's almost like a brownish gray on the knuckles of his gloves, and the pants are a definite different color. Might be hard for the camera to pick up. You can see it better on the back. Upper body is black. Lower body, he's wearing like gray pants instead of black pants, with black boots and that kind of brownish gray, definite metallic look to the knee pads. And as far as accessories go, he does have the same pistol, handgun, that the other version had. It's got a little silencer, which you can plug on to the barrel. The silencer is this same kind of gray, dark gray, brownish gray look to it, and you can stick that in the holster the same way as the other one, and the silencer holder on the front there. Now, the knife, will it fit? It did not fit in the store version. I had to do a little bit of drilling, and very glad to hear how many people were able to use that technique of just using a screw or like a drill bit with your hand instead of using a drill, which will drill right through. So, okay, enough anticipation built up. I hear, yeah, it is supposed to fit. A lot of people who had the exclusive version also let me know the exclusive version works fine. There's too much plastic in there for some reason for the store version. So that looks fantastic. Goes in nice. It's perfectly smooth, but it's tight enough that it won't fall out and get misplaced. So there's that, and the difference I immediately can tell on the sword sheath is it's got this brownish gray coloration on this part of it. Backpack looks to me a little lighter, like, again, gray, same type of gray as the pants and everything else. And we'll pop that in there, stick that on the side there. Tolerances are great on it. Very good quality. I guess that's to be expected from a smaller run. And there's the Snake Eyes sword. I do love this version of Snake Eyes' sword. It's my favorite. It's the 85 Snake Eyes sword. What's it called? A scimitar or something like that. And that will slide right in all the way. Perfect. The Uzi. Just fantastic. Before I get to that, these extra hands. So with the backpack on, he is a little bit back heavy and kind of has to lean forward. But the extra hands that are included are a kind of, what is this? I thought it was like a move 'em out type of hand, but he's got a weapon in there. Looks like some kind of weapon, some kind of blade or something. Let's see how hard or easy it is to swap out the hands. There's a little bit of resistance in there. Might be better off heating that up a bit, but sometimes you got to live dangerously, especially when you're playing around with a Snake Eyes figure. So that's cool. It kind of works as a like a military move 'em out thing, but it's also, I've never seen a hand with this type of weapon in it before. So he's got that, and then the other hand, let's Pull that out. It has a throwing star. And that's a new one for me, and that is awesome. Having figures hold throwing stars sucks because they never hold them very tightly and you lose them. So having it actually part of the mold, oh, that's awesome. Let's see if we can get him in a good pose. So this leg drops down a bit, which helps. And for articulation, you just need to check out the original Snake Eyes version video that I did. I went into a lot of detail in depth about the posability. A stand might help, but I like the challenge. Oh, yes. I like it when I'm able to pose it, move it, tweak it, so that a figure will stand on his own and pretty securely. He is back heavy because of the backpack. He's going to be a lot more sturdy without the backpack. That is really, really cool. I like that throwing star hand. This hand with the this weird weapon, it's a cool extra, but I don't really think I'll ever be using that. But one weapon I definitely will be using is the Uzi. Snake Eyes is synonymous with the Uzi, and the hand does have a little trigger finger, which you can... That is so cool. Another thing that I was really looking forward to with the classified line, the 6-inch line, being able to do that type of detail. That's a 12-inch figure level of detail, being able to put the finger through the trigger. So it just makes such a huge difference with having the Joe have his trademark weapon. There's a lot of us who wish Mod Deuce came with Roadblock, and there's going to be fan options for that. And a good brother out there is going to hook me up with an Uzi for my regular version of Snake Eyes. Thank you for that. But this seems to work a little bit better. This is way too heavy. Prefer to just have the sword on the back there. But yes, the Uzi is almost as big a part of Snake Eyes' look as the visor and the sword and the wolf. So that's awesome. I really am digging this throwing star hand. I really hope I don't break it. And if you pop in the other hand, you can two-hand the Uzi because the range on these classified figures is fantastic. Just for the sake of this video and how it would look with this Uzi, because it was pretty difficult to two-hand weapons with the 3 3/4 scale back in the day. But you can get him into those little squatting commando poses. That is beautiful. Let's move him back here. What a difference an Uzi makes. Yeah, that just looks fantastic. If you are fortunate enough to get your hands on this exclusive version of Snake Eyes, just remember short controlled bursts. So that's the Uzi. Definitely going to be always holding an Uzi in one hand and then the sword in the other. And well, I don't know. I do love the throwing star hand, but options. It's nice to have the choice. I mean, that is just going to keep this figure perpetually fresh in my mind. Oh, just fantastic. Fantastic build, body design, posability. Very, very impressed. And the extra sturdiness in the joints makes such a huge difference. They can be tightened up with crazy glue or clear nail polish, but when you just have sturdy joints right out of the the packaging, then you can focus more on getting the pose you want and less on getting him to stand. So now that we've taken a look at Snake Eyes in the box, let's just pop this back on. And some of the accessories that were included in the box. He's got even more accessories, which are included in this foam right here. So let's take out, it comes with this stand. And I remember when the pictures were first released of this, I thought, well, that's nice, I guess, but can we get timber instead? Which now, if you can hunt one of these down at Michael's, or if they're still available on Amazon.com, you can. So now that that's that easy to get, I can appreciate this a little bit more. Weapons rack. And let's pull out all of these individual weapons. If you want options, if you want something that'll keep the figure perpetually fresh, this is just incredible. Tons of accessories included on here. This thing also beautiful sculpting on it. Another piece of toy artistry. This is really, really beautiful. There's a wolf. I guess he did include a wolf. A pair of wolves. It's not the white wolf though. And then on the other side of the rack, you've got these little things to hold all the weapons. So let's go through each weapon. He's got this long staff spear type of thing, which I'm not sure where these are supposed to go. I'm just going to take a guess. That seems to go there. And this other type of long-handled blade-like weapon, I'm going to guess it can go here. It can go wherever you want. I mean, I know there's an official version, but one thing I'm always saying in all my videos is give more value to your own headcanon and your own ideas, and don't always just follow what the official thing is. Try the official thing, try your own thing, and then decide which one works better for you. We've got some Sai here. Maybe this one goes the other way. Let's see. The weapon of Raphael. Put those there. Pair of these little axes too. Nice sculpting on them. Pop them in like so. These hooks. Guess those can go up here. And one more, looks like a sword. Different type of sword. So every extra accessory that he comes with has a spot for it. You could take the sword. I'm assuming that it'll fit as well on here. No issues on there. And if you have a Snake Eyes and a Storm Shadow figure, this is fun. This is kind of like a, remember Operation? Trying to get things to fit in there. This weapons rack would be, I think, pretty cool, and we'll find out soon, since I do have a Storm Shadow figure. This weapons rack would probably be really cool to have in between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. So there you go. A weapons rack which can be displayed either weapons facing front or looks just as nice the other way. And I am going to try giving Snake Eyes some of these weapons. The one thing about the Uzi, the Nerf gun had a hole in it, so you could, I guess, stick it in other spots, and this one doesn't really have any place to store unless you wanted to tie a string on it. But let's give these other weapons a try. I like that he doesn't have a ton of hands. Sometimes these figures get a little, they go a little overboard with the trigger hand, the weapon gripping hand, the slightly more weapon gripping hand, you know, the knife gripping, the sword gripping. It's a little busy, so I think that's fine, just having at this size the weapon gripping hand, like the gun gripping hand, be the same as the weapon gripping hand. These are just beautiful. You can just get all sorts of more poses. Snake Eyes, we usually see him with a sword, but being a martial arts master, I'm sure that he can use any type of bladed weapon. Here he is with a pair of sai. This knife is getting in the way a little bit, but luckily you can move the holster so that he's not in his own way. And that backpack really throws his balance off. So there's Snake Eyes with a couple of sai. Man, that is so cool. The 6-inch scale might be even better than a 12-inch scale for posing. And let's take a look at maybe just one more of the weapons. The axes. You don't have to have him... Everything's falling off here. You don't have to have him holding doubles of everything. You can have one axe and one hook. That's awesome. Not just for Snake Eyes, but for Storm Shadow as well. Yeah, he looks deadly holding anything. I mean, you could literally have him hold a backpack and he would, I bet you he would look ferocious. Yeah, he's gonna put the hurt on you with a backpack. So I think point proven. Watch out. He's deadly with anything. So now that we've taken a look and I've really torn apart this weapons rack, all that's left to do now is do a comparison. That's the big one. Comparison between the Hasbro Pulse exclusive version and the store version. And here's a side-by-side of the exclusive version with the store version. The store version, I was thinking I had lit this guy better than this guy, but no, it's the same lighting. It's just this guy is darkness. He is really hard to light because he's so dark, and I do prefer the paint job on the regular release store version. This is a case of if you want the ultimate version of Snake Eyes, I think you're going to have to, well, you don't have to. You can get this one and be happy with it. But if you are lucky enough to have both of them, then I think you put these two together. You take elements of both of them to make the ultimate Snake Eyes figure. So let's take a look at some of the differences. The exclusive version has the silver visor. The regular version has the black visor. And even though the visor on the 85 version was gray, I do prefer this look more. And also of note, there's that little tiny piece of red coloring right above the visor, and they haven't colored it on the exclusive version. Is the head shinier? The head looks a little shinier on the exclusive version. Just the top of the dome. Yeah, the visor definitely, I like it better on that one. The belt with the grenades is black. The harness is ever so slightly lighter. Arashikage symbol is colored red on both of them, but I prefer the black. Harness, I prefer the black. Pouches on the arms. They're trying to go for more of an 85 look here, but I don't know, now that I see it side by side, I prefer all of the black on this one. Belts, same deal. Knee pads are glossy, but they're black, and these are a little too bright right here. flat surface reflecting too much light for a commando. Same type of boots with a little lighter coloration right there. So that's the difference between the figures, and then we've got some major differences in the weapons. And another major difference is the handgun, which I didn't realize is different. So here's the handgun on the store version, which includes a removable silencer, and here's the handgun on the exclusive version, which is just a little bent, but hair dryer will fix that. And so this is a more realistic looking gun, whereas this one is again kind of Nerf looking. It's got that hole in it, which lets you plug some of the other stuff in it. But this one, this one all day long. Although I don't really, I prefer the black silencer. The black silencer on this pistol. So there's a little bit of mixing and matching going on right there. So let's pop this one in there, and the black silencer right there, and get rid of that gun right there. What other differences do we have here? The backpacks are different colors. The backpack is the same gray as on the harnesses and stuff. Black here, again, I prefer the black. This gray coloration, again, taking away from the darkness, the shroudedness looking of the figure. So I prefer the regular version. And the swords, are they identical? I think they're identical. Seems to my eye that they are exactly the same. No differences in the blade or in the handle. So if you've got the regular version, then I think you've got the superior version of the sword and the sheath. The thing with the throwing star hand is because it has the brown knuckles, the regular version just has black knuckles. I guess you could put it on here, but the brown might really stand out, or the gray stand out on this all black version. And a comparison of the two submachine guns included. Any longtime G.I. Joe fan will say this is no contest whatsoever. Got this gorgeous Uzi. It's a little different than the one that came with 82 or 85 Snake Eyes. It's got this little extra part on it, but this is the one that came with the store version. Seems like they don't want to be using realistic guns, so they invented this thing that looks more like a Rise of Cobra gun or a Retaliation gun. Very sci-fi looking, with the hole in it, which is actually convenient. I mean, it's not a total wash. It's nice that it has the hole as well as the peg on the side, so that you can attach it to the backpack. That's something. The sword sheath can plug into it. So in terms of storage, that's nice, but it's this one. All day long, it's this one. Even the detail of the trigger loop, so that you can stick that finger through the trigger loop, takes me right back to the early 80s Joes, Real American Hero Joes. It's really cool to see an actual realistic gun sculpt to go along with a G.I. Joe figure. So let's take the Uzi off of the exclusive version, give it to the original version, or the store version. Pop that in there. Got that awesome wrist articulation. And by adding the Uzi and the pistol from the exclusive version to the regular store version, you can give yourself the definitive Snake Eyes and display him with the weapons rack from the exclusive version. Get your hands on one of these Timberwolves, or if you're lucky enough to have both of them, then you can just pick up Another one of these Timberwolves. If you want to get rid of that number, it's a pretty easy fix. Just check out one of the latest Patreon exclusive videos on how to remove that. If you've got them both, you can have the best of both worlds. Display them side by side or in other parts of your home. You can have the exclusive version displayed with the sword and the throwing star, and then the other guy, you can give him the Uzi so he can mow down some snakes. And this way you can have your snake eyes displaying multiple weapons. Big thanks to Bill, Micah, and Gaz for all the classified figures. And thanks to the Patreon tribe for continuing to support the channel. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Plenty more G.I. Joe classified reviews coming to the channel very soon. Feel free to share the video with your fellow G.I. Joe fans. Leave a classified thought in the comment spot, and to join the tribe, subscribe. Yo, Joe!